Hey everybody, real quick. I just want to come on here and tell y'all to stop playing with these vampires. Okay, stop playing with them. Stop giving them second chances, third, fourth, fifth. Stop playing with vampires. Okay. It's not cute. Okay. Let's stop playing with vampires. Okay. What is this on my lip now? What is going on? Playing with vampires. It isn't worth it. And what people have to understand, you have to remove yourself from toxic situations. Like, you have to remove yourself from places that don't serve you. Like, you have to remove yourself from places where you're not well loved in. Because what happens is that shit start damaging your aura. Just literally start putting holes in your spirit. The more you traumatize, the more you're depressed, the more you're unhappy. God gave us like a scale, right? We all have emotions, and some of us can deal with certain things better than certain people, right? Because I believe God put in everybody like a certain scale of limitation of emotions, right? So you have you have this scale that has this amount of sadness in it, and you have this scale that has this amount of unhappiness in it, or you have this scale that has an amount of disappointment in it. Because mind you, disappointment, being sad, being unhappy is emotion that you have to face with and deal with in this life, right? That's an emotion that you have to deal with, but you just have to learn how to get out that emotion. But what I believe that's what's happening that's turning people into vampires, okay? What I believe is happening is people are not paying attention to that scale, so they are letting the scale like that they are overflowing the scale with unhappiness. They're like overflowing the scale with sadness. They're overflowing the scale of being unjoyful. Like the part that was allowed to them in order for you to succeed here, they have gone above that limit. So by them going above that limit, that puts like a sore in your spirit. It puts a sore in your spirit. It puts a sore in your aura. It puts a sore in your mind, literally. Literally, it's like, you know how you hurt yourself physically on the inside? I mean, you've hurt how you hurt yourself on the outside. Like, you might be running, you fall down, you hurt yourself, right? You might be playing the game, you might be playing sports, you might be, a ballerina, whatever it is that you can do that will physically put pressure on your outside parts that can possibly damage you, right? So you go to the doctor and you heal those parts of you, right? You go to the doctor, you heal those parts of you. You go see a therapist. You go see your orthopedic doctor, right? They put a cast on it. They put some doctor might put stitches in it. You go to ER, they might put some alcohol on it. But what we are doing, we are missing the thing that breaks our spirit, which is our emotions. So we keep on going on with these emotions that's inside of us, and it is literally breaking our spirits. You can't go to the hospital for a broken spirit. That's why they created churches. But what I come to realize, churches aren't churches aren't healing broken spirits. You have to be in a sense in the era of forgiveness, right? That's one. I know a lot of people don't like forgive, but if you can't forgive, you can't heal. there will always be that sore spot inside of you. So let's just say, right? Let's just say you hurt. Let's just say, whatever. Like, you're damaged, right? Like, you hurt your knee, or you hurt your. It will always be a sore spot there, right? You will never get fully healed there. But when you on the outside, you could probably wear that pain off. You can wear that pain off. But what I'm understanding is, when it comes to your emotions and your spirit and your aura and the shit that you got to go through and the shit that you have to deal with on a day to day, you can't have no sore spots, because as soon as you have sore spots, that's where the enemy come and attack you at. Not even attack you. That's like you opening the door for the enemy. And the enemy has a space to come into when you let those sore spots reside inside of you, right? Because I'm a fan of horror movies, okay? So even though I'm light and healing and mystic and all this other stuff, I love horror. All right, this is another. I love horror movie. But on a horror movie, understand that the vampires always have to get invited inside the home. Understand, in a horror movie, a vampire has to always be invited in the home. Okay, you want to know why? Because the vampire can't do nothing, can't have any access to you unless you allow it. So if you, by you having a sore spot in your spirit and a sore spot in your aura, you are allowing, quote unquote, the demons, quote unquote, the entities, quote unquote, the devil inside of your aura and your spirit. You are allowing that when in the spaces that is open, in the spaces that is open and is hurt inside of you. That's why you have to heal that. You can't just ignore that, because the more you ignore the sore in your spirit, the more you ignore the sore in your spirit, okay, the bigger that demon becomes. The bigger that entity energy is. And then it's like you got this weight on your back. No matter what you do, how you move, how you look, how you dress, how much money you make, how people see you, how people look at you, how much you can pretend the demon ain't there, that demon will ride your back forever. That's why when you go home, when you free, you let that demon run free around the people that's around you. You let that demon run free with the people that's closest to you, because you got to get rid of it. It's on your back. So being that it's connected to you, the people that's connected to you have to deal with that demon too. Heal, y'all. Heal. Stop. Take a minute. Think. Release all this stuff. Go back to where you first hurt. Yeah, it hurts that your mother probably hurt you. Yes, it hurts that your family did these things to you. Yes, it is messed up that people always mistreated you. Yes, it is not fair for people to do those things to you. But if you don't let go of those things, you become vampires just like them. You become vampires just like them. And this has nothing to do with love. This has nothing. Oh, well, that's my. Well, no. Do you know the more you are connected to someone, you take on, because some people can connect to people and get the greatness of them, right? They get the benefit of them. Some people get connected to them and get their whole karma that didn't even belong to them, because they dealing with entities, because their aura is broken and their spirit is broken. They're dealing with those entities, and by you being connected to them, the entities is attacking you now. There is nothing you can do for those people. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The only person that can deal with those people, and the only person that can heal those people, is the Most High. It's God. It is God, Yeshua, Jehovah, the Most High, the God, Jesus. That is the only thing, or the God inside of them, that they could connect to the highest self, to their highest sense of self. Since we all was born in God's image, if they can connect into that, if they don't do those things or connect to those people or connect to the God inside of them, you can't do anything for those people. They're just going to keep on running around, acting like they're not a vampire, acting like they don't have no demons attached to them, acting like, everything. And so, and the more you ignore the entity that's on you, you attach new entities on you. You attach new entities on you. The more you ignore those entities that you already have on you, that is an open door for the entities to have a whole party with you. That's why when you see people and they be low-key like depressed and they just don't have nothing, them demons and them entities is on their back. They can't run, it's too heavy. They can't run, it's too heavy. They just have to stay there. They just have to be there. They just have to feel like, damn, I just got to deal with this. No, your spirit is broken in those. That's how the demon attacks to that is how demons attract. That can't attract to you. That's how they come into your spirit. That's how they come into your aura, by you having a broken spirit, by you having a broken aura, by you holding on to certain emotions. Okay? By you holding on to certain emotions. Those certain emotions give those entities a green light to attach themselves to you. And when they be talking about possession, people, like I said, I watch horror movies. Well, I guess I have to watch horror movies to correlate with the spiritual healing I have to do and what I have to do in my later life, right? When you talk about horror movies and the possession ain't no somebody just came from the dead and they brought back to life. No, the possession is energy. The possession is your emotions. You can become possessed by your emotions. Because as soon as you're possessed, the only thing that you're focusing on is what you're focusing on. Like, have you ever seen somebody get so angry like their face start changing? That's a possession. That's an entity. That is a demon. Their face start changing. Their eyes start changing. Their eyes start getting real black. They are being possessed by anger. And by those people being possessed by anger, some people want to tell you, oh, no, it's fine. Huh? It's fine. That's just how they are. Huh? Stop it. No. No, no, no. Because now, you not only have these entities on you, you trying to put these entities on me. And they gotta go. I'm not sitting in depression. I'm not sitting in sadness. I'm not sitting in unworthiness. I'm not sitting in somewhere where, I can't believe they did that to me. God gave me a certain amount to sit in. I can sit in that certain amount. Once I know that certain amount is up, I am up. I don't care. It is a wrap. It is a wrap. It's a wrap. Because, like I said before, when you dealing with certain people, it's nothing you can do. You can hand somebody a basket full of money, because they say everybody love God, but people love money more than God. You can give people a bag full of money, and then they be like, "Where the ribbon at?" Well, nah, because you gave them I know we got the same bag, but why mine ain't got no ribbon on it? Nah, see, because I want to be able to untie mine the way they untie theirs. See, I knew you would, and then talk about you like a goddamn dog. Oh, I knew you was a shit. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. See, all that nice, all that. You just do the right thing all the time. You don't do shit. But what do? You don't do shit. Huh? Excuse me? But you have to understand that is a form of possession. Have you ever been talking to someone who is angry, who is upset, who so into their pride they can't say they wrong, like literally, and you be looking at them and you be like, this got to be the Twilight Zone, because you serious right now. You serious right now? Like, you believe this? Like, the things that you just said to me, you believe it. Yes, they believe it because the energy that they're in, the emotions that they're in, they are possessing their emotions. So it's a green light. Let's all go. It's a green light. What, you feel like that? Okay, and them entities is gonna have that stuff pour out of you on the people that's around you. And then if you don't know how to release that by being around other people, you will have entities on yourself. You will have entities on yourself. Now you're sitting there with entities. Now you think you have to sit here because y'all entities get along with each other. It's a dual package. So emotionally, you might feel down. You might feel like, dang, like, cause I've been there. Okay, I know I've been there and I sink there. Your emotions sitting there telling you, well, I feel this way and they feel that way. I know I feel messed up, but I can get along. Mm-hmm. We can sit up in here together and we can be miserable together. And then we can pretend outside like everything fine, and then create more and more entities on us. Put more swords in our spirit. Put more swords in our era. Yeah, we can do that. Y'all do that with you for the rest of my life. What? I'm not. I'm gonna try to come to you, baby. We need to clear them entities. No, baby, we need to clean that emotion. Come on, baby, we need to go heal. You wanna go meditate? You wanna go to a park? You wanna go to a walk? You wanna go to a beach? You wanna go and disconnect? You wanna go camping? Huh? Like, you wanna go write a letter. Okay, well, baby, we gonna both sit down, we gonna write a letter, we gonna write a letter to our past. Oh, we gonna release this shit. If somebody ain't willing to do that, if somebody say, wait a minute, hold on, let me just break down how these emotions came to play in the first place. Some people so fragile, and it's not by their fault, because people become more fragile because it's like, have you ever like had a plate, and then the plate can only hold so much. The plate can only hold so much. So you put more on this plate and everything is falling off the plate. And then you might drop the plate because you put too much on the plate. You put too much on the plate. So when people get in that arena, they don't want to think about what happened to them. They don't want to think about. They want to ignore it. I don't. They could have lived a full 10, 15, 20 years of complete madness, complete scarcity, complete horror, just complete, straight out a movie, scary, just complete, and they will try to ignore that. Whatever they can do to cope, they're coping with the ignorance of that. They're not trying to cope to heal themselves. How people cope is like they cope and they ignore what the hell they've been through. So being that they ignore what they've been through, and you have a broken spirit and you have a broken aura, and those entities attached to your aura, when you have a broken spirit and a broken aura, it don't matter how much you try to ignore it. Them entities is on you, buddy. It don't matter how much you try to make it seem like that didn't happen. You're already being possessed by that emotion, ma'am. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You can sit, you can pretend, oh, that didn't happen, oh, it wasn't like that. Well, no. Say what it is, identify what it is, identify how you felt about what happened. Not saying who wrong, who right. You have a right to feel how you want to feel. Identify how you felt about what happened and the things that you experienced and the emotions that you had to go through for whatever happened. And once you experience that, once you get through your emotions, then you can say, okay, well, what can I do to piece that spot together? Like, what can I do to heal this spot? Like, what can I do to make this spot more healthier? Okay, that's when you have to turn into things that make you happy. Not tune into things that remind you of the same things you went through the horror movie that you swear to God didn't happen. Okay, you have to revert back to whatever's making you happy. So what makes you happy? Okay, what brings you joy? All right, what brings you love? And find out what you love. Some people and people have to understand when it comes to passionate people. I believe there's people who are passionate. They are passionate because they really tuned in into what they love. Because what you love brings you a whole nother excitement. Like it just electrifies you. It just puts you on fire. Like whatever you love, it just puts you on fire. Like it's like you're glowing and you're growing and you're healing. That's why passion can seem so strong, and passion can seem so, when people are passionate, when someone is a passionate person, that's why their emotions can seem so strong when it comes to certain things, because being passionate in the right things can electrify you. That's why you see some people and you be like, they got to be on something. Like they got to smoke, the ganja, they got the snip. These people can't be this happy. But there are some people who are literally happy like that because they have sat down and they charged their life with the things that make them happy. They charge their life with love. They charge their life with good resources. They charge their life with dependable friends. Charge their life with people that don't talk bad about them. They charge their life with people that don't gossip about them. They charge their life with people who don't wish harm on them. They charge their life with people that uplift them. They'll charge their life with people that actually see the God in them. They charge their life with people that's actually with things that they can learn from and grow from and let their mind grow. And they charge their life with physical health, with just being physically healthy. And people literally will see those people and be like, oh, that's not real. That's not real. And then when you talk about that aspect in that manner, there are some people who believe those people are charged up on a narcotic, because 9 times out of 10, when your spirit is broken, when your spirit is broken and your aura is broken and you don't know which way to go, and those entities been on you for so long, because by you being hurt emotionally, that's how the entities transform into your spirit, into your aura, to make you to make you feel that type of way, to make you feel down. So instead of you, because I know people have this backwards, I understand, but instead of people, getting rid of what's harming them, okay? Get rid of what's harming them, replacing what's harming them with things that they love, with things that, can feed into them. They will revert to the narcotic, okay? They'll revert to the narcotic. So that's why it's easy for people to get and stay on narcotics, because the narcotics take you to a space where you believe, it's taking you away from the heaviness of the entities that you experience every day. It's taking you away from the heaviness that you hold every day. So that's why they may seem like they in another world, low key. If you want to talk about spiritually on a metaphysical tip, they are in another world. They are in another reality. Because obviously the reality that they was living in and they tried to ignore and hide, that never left them, that they believe that it never left them. When they get on the narcotic, they in a whole nother reality. They don't have to deal with this reality no more. So whatever that reality gives them on that particular side of it, whatever that reality gives them, they'll rather stay on that reality. But then that's how the devil trick you, y'all. But then you connected to that entity. You connected to the entity of the narcotic. Because the narcotic, depending on what it is, it's gonna make you turn you something that you don't want to be. It's gonna turn you into that parent that don't care. Or your addiction, or whatever that addiction is, it's gonna turn you to that parent who don't care. It's gonna turn you into, the family member that don't care. It's gonna turn you to that friend who don't care. It's gonna turn you into that. And by it turning you into that, you got another set of entities in your aura, in your spirit. Your spirit got another hole in it. So then you will have to try to get those entities off your back of the narcotic and the addiction. And you haven't even touched the entities that made you go towards the narcotic and the addiction. When God placed us here, right? When God placed us here, yeah, we can have fun here. We can have a great time here. We can do what we want here. There is a thing called free will here, right? There's a thing called free will here. We can do as we please, no matter if it's wrong or right or beneficial to us. But please understand, your free will does not give you, you gonna always have to take that test. You're gonna always have to take that test. Whether you pass or fail, it's up to you. But you're gonna always have to take that test. And that test is the test that God is going to give you to see what have you learned here. What have you? I know what you experienced here because I gave you free will. But what have you learned here? What have you taken here? What can you give? What can you take here? What can you get from here and bring it back to us in heaven, or into your God-like state, or to your in your higher consciousness? What have you done here that can contribute to your highest sense of self, to the higher consciousness of yourself? What can you do? And you're gonna have to show, or you're gonna have to grow, show, do or don't. Well, God, look, wait a minute, see what? Wait a minute. So I was doing, because I know you gave me free will, and I was doing what I was supposed to, I did what I want to do. But you said I could, though. Like, why would you give me free will? You said I could. You said I can do what I want to do. So I did what I did, I mean, yeah, I kind of hurt a couple of people. Yeah, I did bad things, but God, you gave me free will. Why would you give me free will if I'm not supposed to do? You are here to learn the lesson. You are here to learn the lesson. You are here to learn the lesson. And it's up to you to know, it's up to you to get to the other side of that lesson. So you can get to the other side of the lesson and pass the class, or you can get to the other side of the lesson and do the class over. Now, if you want to talk about the other stuff, we can talk about the reincarnation. You're going to do the class all over. Because there's some spirits in here that's only been here one time. Some spirits in here have been 2 times. Then there's some spirits in here that's been here over and over and over again because they can't get it right. And then there's some spirits in here that's in this world that come here because they're trying to guide the other spirits on how to live in this human experience. I don't know. I'll be so confused because a lot of people don't like to talk about spirit, and they think spirit only exists in the heavens, and spirit only exists when you with Jesus Christ. But no, your spirit is here with you. If we came from a spiritual aspect, even just say heaven, because a lot of people believe in heaven. Everybody believe in heaven, right? Whether right or wrong, it's some form of aspect of heaven that you think is heaven, right? So if our spirits came from heaven, okay, and was able to be able to form into our bodies here, so we can be living here. We can have the power. We have the ability to live here, but our spiritual connection is in the heavens. How you think our spirit isn't here? That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me. People have to start paying attention to your spirit. People are spiritually broken here. Start paying attention to your spirit, because your spirit is not beyond you. Your spirit is with you. Why do you think God says, I will never leave or forsake you? Your spirit is always with you. So if God created your spirit, then what? Oh, God knows and sees all. What? How come? Why do you think so? Why? Why do you think so? If God can see all and know all, why do you think so? Because God experiencing life through your spirit, because your spirit came from God. I'm not y'all. Okay? Love on yourself. Be around people that love you. Be around people that's healing. Be around, and if you can't get to that space, start cleaning your stuff out. What I mean, cleaning your stuff out, like cleaning. Oh shit! Like cleaning your emotions, your thoughts, the things that make you feel real bad, the things that you were terrified of, the things that you did that you probably feel ashamed of. You had to clean that. You have to clean that space inside of you. You have to clean that space inside of you, and you have to love on that space. And you have to tell yourself, it's okay. You didn't deserve that. You deserve to be loved. And if they couldn't love you in that space, I'ma love you now. I'ma take care of you now. Yeah, you were little, you couldn't do nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna make sure you're okay now. I'm gonna make sure that my adult self takes care of the kid that couldn't defend themselves. I'm gonna take care of you now. But do it out of love, because a lot of people do it out of violence. A lot of people have been victimized so much in their life, they refuse to become a victim, so they become the people that victimize other people. You will still have to deal with that cycle. You will still have to deal with that test. You won't pass the test if you become the same thing that if you are created by the same thing that you hate. That you won't pass that test. You won't pass that test if you become the same person that abused you. You become the abuser. You won't pass that test. You won't pass that test. You won't pass that knowledge. You have to do, either you're going to do it in this life here, or you're going to keep on rerunning here. You have to come back and do it again. This is the school of life. I don't know who said that. I got to look that up. But whoever said that is 100% factual. This right here is the school of life. The school, yeah, you go to school, you get your degree. You know, you do what you do. You pass your tests. You study. But when it comes to our spiritual self, we've been studying the wrong. We ain't been studying at all. We have been lost. We have been so far behind It's like if you compare the school system to where we are spiritually, let's just say, okay, what's the highest degree you could get? A doctorate's degree, a master's degree? If you compare a doctorate's or a master's degree to our spiritual education here, we probably like sixth grade level, maybe, as adults. Like people leaving here, sixth grade level spiritually. Been paying attention to the wrong things. Been paying attention to the wrong things. Been paying attention to the to everybody else masking. Oh, I can mask too. No, you literally, and the people who get it understand. You no, you can't just mask that up. You can't just put some perfume on that. Like you can't just put a band-aid on that. You got a hole in your spirit that's a foot long. You can't put a band-aid over that. You have to heal that. You have to become like it's always going to be remembrance of that because your consciousness is always going to kind of revert back to times where you do or you have been through those things, right? But then you have to step your foot back into this reality, which is today, which is right now. You have to step your foot back into this reality and say, wait a minute. Yeah, that happened in the past, but I'm healed now. I went through that. I'm protecting myself. Even if no one around me loves me, I love me. If no one around me will do me right, I'm doing right by me. I'm safe. I got God with me. I got God on my side. I give love everywhere I go. I show God everywhere I go. I try to represent myself in a fashion where people are proud to say they know me. I present myself in a fashion where people be like, oh yeah, I know her. That's a good person. Oh yeah, they never give me any problems. That's how I want to present myself here. And by me presenting myself here, even if those thoughts, because the enemy put those thoughts in your mind to make you think that you're not, to make you think that you're not solidified to receive love, solidified to receive God's glory and God's grace. The enemy will put those things in your mind to have you always remember. Like, oh, you think you loved? Look what you used to do. Oh, you think you love? Look what you've been through. That's what the enemy tell you. But you have to know who God is outside of you and inside of you. So you don't have to get stuck in that rut that the enemy wants you to stick into. Okay? So I love y'all. Have a good one.